Okay, so we've reached the portion of the program where you in the audience can ask questions, and we've got the first one over here, and then we'll go here second. If you think you're loud enough, go ahead and shout it out. If not, you can walk up to this microphone, I guess.
Pension plans are blowing up all over the country, and they're only going to get worse. The recent Pew studies showed that Fulton County and DeKalb County were the top two counties in the nation that would go belly up first in the country. And our people are living on delusional assumptions and complete denial about what those pension plans are going to do. Georgia State pension plan was sort of ranked in the middle, but they still have too much defined benefit. Is there anything we can do to outlaw defined benefit plans for public employees and put everybody, every state, city, and municipal employee on a defined contribution plan?
This will go Drew, Josh, Hunter.
Bren, thank you for asking that question. And the reason I say that is because, you know, being a business guy, I've watched this pension plan. And, you know, Fulton County is a prime example. You just mentioned it. And I mentioned it earlier in one of my answers for the transparency question that was asked. So we've got a major problem with double dipping. And to outlaw double dipping, I think you got to go to the source. For me, I'm pretty cut and dry on it. I think you got to start over with the officials. And it starts from the top. Anybody that can go to work, become age to retire, and then have to just decide they're kind of bored with their retirement and want to come back and get the exact same pay at the same scale is wrong. If they want to come back and they want to do a service and stay busy and stay active and young, I think they start at a base salary. You bring them down to the base instead of the highest pay they were plus their pension. So you're right, we have a major problem with double dipping. And to answer your question, it starts at the top with our city and this district's government. Smyrna has not, and I'm speaking of Smyrna, I know obviously we're in Fulton here, but Smyrna doesn't have the problem that Fulton has. Thank you.
It's a great question, Mark. When I was with the state, one of the things that was a major piece of reform was we took all new state employees and took them from a defined benefit to a defined contribution plan, and that has improved the state's bottom line dramatically. And I think counties and cities ought to be looking at that. I think the mayor of Atlanta has done a good job. Smyrna, as Drew's mentioned, has done a good job of doing that. But that's one of the reform pieces in the 10-part plan for Fulton County as well. I think we need to look at ways to get new people coming in because it's constitutionally, I don't think we're going to be able to change it for the existing employees. But for the new employees coming in, you can shift it and have it be a defined contribution plan. The existing employees can elect to do that. And that's reforms that we need to do because in Georgia, counties and cities can't declare bankruptcy. And I'm glad to see that others are joining me in what I've been talking about since last year in terms of eliminating Georgia's unique status as the only state where our pension plans don't invest in Georgia companies through alternative investments. That distinction needs to end. It's not something that helps us. It'll improve the performance side. It'll help access to capital for Georgia businesses. And it's something we need to do.
Yeah, thank you again for your question, Mark. I mean, the bottom line is we need leaders in government, people that have had experience moving people of diverse backgrounds together towards a common goal. And that is a perfect example because it's so commonsensical. It's something we must do, we have to do. We can't afford to continue to watch the bloated budgets be sucked up entirely on pensions. And so I remember asking one of the gubernatorial candidates what their position was on this back in '09, and what's been done. You know, it's 3 years. That's why we need leaders that are going to be willing to get in there and get things done, because that is such a low-hanging fruit to convert these defined benefits to defined contributions. And secondly, our generation of people are not just going out there and working in one thing for 30 years. People have changed in that regard. Somebody might want to go work for 5 years in government, and they can go ahead and invest immediately in their 401k and carry that 401k with them out to another entity. And so we definitely need to do that. We just need to make it happen.
Gentleman in blue shirt.